We're over here at Boston Harbor right now. We're gonna check in with Ken and Gino, see what they're up to, as well as the electricians who are finally installing that under cabinet lighting. And I say finally because it was on me, not you guys. Ken's working on the appliance panels. I'm gonna put him on the spot again. We originally were gonna go painted, and we switched to all walnut. So if you guys can see over here, this has been kind of a focal point of the entire renovation, kind of cramming as much as we can into one spot. Washer, dryer, entire AV closet, some storage above the refrigerator and the refrigerator itself. To the left of the refrigerator is that plumbing column that, again, was one of the most difficult things that we've dealt with on this project, getting to relocate and just find a halfway decent solution for it. So what are you starting with?
Starting with the freezer drawers.
Okay.
Gonna work our way up.
Cool.
And then over.
Each freezer drawer has its own panel. The refrigerator has a single panel. Correct. And then up top, what are we doing up top?
It's one single panel that will lift up.
So lift up panel here, and then the AV closet?
That one also lifts.
And then the washer dryer?
Opens.
Single door?
Single door.
Sweet. And then as far as the rest of the kitchen, we're basically wrapped up here. We get some final adjustments on the doors to do. Yep. We got our light rail installed. This was a big detail that you and I worked on, is that light rail being continuous and then basically morphing into our Caesar stone shelf over there, which Gino just wrapped up siliconing, right?
That's correct.
So underneath is a pretty cool detail that, again, we worked on for quite some time, is that we have this 3/4 inch channel that Brian is working on installing the name escapes me. Well, the light, Heffala makes it. And then in the back, we're doing a plug mold. So all our receptacles will be back here, and then the LED strip will be to the forefront of the cabinet, which will also run into the stone. We stopped the outlet short of the stone just because of difficulties applying or adhering that small stone piece in the back. But what that does is allows us to have this entire backsplash as one piece of stone without any interruptions or any receptacles in it. One of the details that we added to all the undercab is this lighting, and traditionally we like to use this aluminum extrusion that gets installed into a dado slot made by Infinex, and then we use this frosted clear diffuser that clips into that track. So this right here, as you can see, it slips into 3/4 inch dado. Yep. So we cut a 3/4 inch dado into the bottom of our shelf for our under cabinet, and then this gets popped up into it, and it's held on by these small teeth. And what gets fed through this track is this LED tape that's made by Revishelf. You can order it in different colors. This particular one that we're using here is the 4300, and this will run in the track. The nice thing about this is a lot of times you'll see this stuff installed on under cabinet, and while it does a good job of lighting up the space on the counter, when you get up close or you're looking under the cabinetry, you see all these LEDs individually, and to me that looks pretty messy. So that's why we use this frosted diffuser to help disperse that light over. So if you look under here, you can see with our Caesar stone shelf, that track starts way over here, and it lines up perfectly with the painted under cabinet light rail that we installed underneath all of the cabinets. So that LED, that extrusion will run continuously with the LED all the way. So you have a continuous light source lighting up the top of the countertop, which is great for accent, but also great for working on the counters for additional lighting. One other detail that we actually discussed in length was that gap above the cabinetry. So we built this cabinetry with the design of no crown molding, but you can see Ken just started above the sink area here, is installing that filler strip that fills in that shadow gap, versus on the right side of that hood, you can see that shadow line. It looks unfinished, so we made the decision. We had some stuff painted up. Now we're gonna fill that in like a traditional filler, and that will wrap up the kitchen. So, you have that white section that's upper, primarily around the work zone, into the pantry, and then the entire appliance and lower section is all walnut. It should make for a really nice kitchen once it's all said and done. So our island, we actually waterfalled the edge, but traditionally a lot of people are doing this mitered seam. We actually stacked it and ran a small bevel on each side of the stone to have a traditional joint. And then in front here is our walnut counter. So we have about 16 inches of the Caesar stone, and then I believe it's 10 inches or so of the walnut. But as you loop around here, this becomes your seating zone. We have these really nice bar stools that Amy picked out. And being that it is a 24+ inch deep island, we were able to sneak in some additional storage. So again, no hardware, swing open, and we have a full cabinet here. And this is, you know, plenty of room to sit with the bar stool, eat, and still have foot room. You can also see that we added a plug strip, and every other plug, we have USB and then a traditional plug. It makes for a nice detail when you're sitting here, either eating, working, watching the game. You can reach under, plug your phone in, plug your laptop in, whatever the case may be, and everything is within reach without getting out of your seat. So, loop back around here. This is our bar area. We have a true mini fridge. I'm gonna move some of this stuff over. This was one of the key details in this entire renovation. This is a Scotsman nugget ice machine. When we first started the renovation, one of the things he made the request of is to find this machine, or find the machine that makes the ice and the Mai Tais at his favorite Chinese food restaurant. So we did. We were successful in that. And then here we have a small, basically your junk drawer section, cabinet with full drawers. Basically, he can dump his pocket contents in that area, paper, whatever, scissors. Here's one of the coolest features in this entire space, right? Is this Ansax tile. It's a antique mirror glass with a mesh inside of it. Super cool, super expensive, but it's a small area, so we kind of splurged there. And then I had Ryan over at RMS Ironworks fabricate this out of 1/4 inch steel. Again, super cool detail. It slips into the window pocket. It's adhered to the window jamb, and he can put all his glassware right on top of these shelves. Super thin. It appears as though it's floating in front of the glass tile, which makes for a cool but minimal looking design for this bar area. Again, with the white Caesar stone, white Antica, white Attica counters with the waterfall edge, again stacked with the small bevel on either side of the stone. We installed these really cool true style walnut doors. As you can see, we do have this modern detail of this shadow reveal around all our door jambs, which we also matched here in our walnut doors. So this is broken out into 4 panels. So you have these 3 shadow reveals running horizontally on this horizontal grain walnut door. The doors got sanded down, 2 coats of Rubio Bear, and then topped off with this gorgeous chrome MTech hardware. Nice rectangular rosette with a modern round doorknob. Super nice doors, super nice hardware, and just looks really killer against the Chantilly lace and the casingless details for this bedroom door. We're wrapping up our details in here. Pretty much all the cabinetry has been installed and adjusted. There's some adjustments needing to be done. Amy had coordinated with an upholsterer to build this really cool headboard, which is a blue velvet. We have, these cabinets are pretty awesome. You know, lift up hardware up here, and then everything is, you know, touch to open with adjustable shelving on either side of the bed. Another cool detail is here. We have these adjustable shelves beside the bed with pop-up outlets. So you can charge your phone, you can plug in a lamp if you needed. Just a nice area for cubbies for, say, books or any bedside needs. one of the coolest details we've added here is these pull-out clothing racks. The lower section is all his pants. These are walnut drawers with 1/2-inch dowels, and all the pants sit on them. He's got quite the collection of ties. So we have a couple pull-out tie racks on either side of the pants, and then we have his entire shoe collection. Each one of these has a pull-out for all his shoes. Really cool detail. And then for his shirts, same thing. Everything pulls out, and you can access all your shirts from the side. And when you're done, you slide them in. So one really cool detail we added here at Boston Harbor Reno was the television in the master bedroom. So we didn't have a lot of space. We're dealing with about just over 700 square feet in here. We needed a bunch of clothing storage, but it was super important to have a TV in this master bedroom. Keep saying bathroom. So what we did is we actually installed, beyond that, a Control 4 system to control this entire unit, all the audio, visual, lighting, etc. But one thing that we added on top of that was this drop-down television. So this television is actually on the back side of that panel that you see with that small reveal in the ceiling, facing basically the sky right now. On our Control 4 panel, we can actually pull up our master bedroom, and I can hit watch, and I'm going to turn on my TV. And then this TV, it's on an actuator. It's similar to a garage door where it's a cable and a pulley system, and it's going to lower that bracket down in front of this closet. At the same time, it's also going to turn the television on, depending on if you turn on Comcast or if you're turning on the Netflix, Apple TV, etc. So you can see this TV's slowly working its way down. One comment we got was that it's super slow. I've never been in dire need to have my television on within split seconds, and if that's the case, I can run out to my living room. I have a television just out there. It's a little bit high, but when you're set back in the bed, it's actually perfect viewing height when you're sitting up. Your neck isn't super far back. You're actually looking straight ahead with your head relatively level. You can see the cavity up top is all painted black. We got some touch up to do, I can see now. We'll add that to the punch list. But these are the cables I'm actually talking about that run up into the motor and pulley system. Again, let me show you here this control panel. So at the top here, I'm going to select master bedroom. I hit watch, and that's how I'm going to turn it on. If I want to turn it off, are you sure you want to turn off the room master bedroom? Yes. And then you can see behind me that TV shuts off, and then that cable system starts pulling that TV up, and that will sit flush. So what this panel is actually an MDF panel that we skimmed, sanded, primed, and painted with the ceiling. So there is a slight reveal around the entire perimeter of this panel, strictly to allow it to, fold down like it does. But it's minimal. It keeps the television out of the way. It allows for us to have more closet space, but also allows us to have a nice 55-inch TV in this master bedroom. Another really cool feature we added to this Boston Harbor Reno was all the shades on these windows. Being that we ran a Control 4 system throughout this entire place, it only made sense to add that Control 4 to our shades. So everything is Alexa based, but we're working on the programming for that. So I'm going to go into my keypad here. I'm going to go to master left shade, and I'm going to hit down. And you can see that shade is going to drop down. I'm going to hit master right down. And then you're going to see that one drops down. Being that it's a bedroom, we do have blackout shades on here. So at night, we are water side, so there's not a ton of lights. But if you do need that extra darkness at night, these are the perfect solution to that. And then I'm just going to hit master up, master right up, master left up. You can see that they roll back up into this low profile, color matched white track up top. And then you have full access to your doors. And you can stop them at any point, midway, halfway, quarter of the way down, wherever you need them. So we added this to the master bedroom, as well as the 2 windows in the living room. For the master bathroom here in our Boston Harbor job, we actually decided to do tile on all the walls. So we're using actually only two tiles in this bathroom. The floor and the wall tile, both the same tile, two different colors. As you guys can see, if you guys are paying attention, this wall hasn't been grouted yet. This is on our punch list, we're getting to it. This got installed late because we had to actually order some additional tile because we added this wall that's in front of me, out of view for you guys right now. But we added this wall for tile, ordered some extra, and then ran that continuous. In front of me is the master bathroom vanity that we built. It's a veneered walnut face, and you can see it's all grain matched, but you can also see there's no hardware on it. So we're actually using Bloom push button hardware. And one thing we also did is we're using soft close just so we don't have that slamming. However, with these doors being so small and so light, oftentimes two soft close are too much. That's just too slow. So you can actually see in here, you get in right where my thumb is, there's a button here. So if I push that button over and then push this in, you'll hear it clicking. That shuts that off. Now that's a conventional hinge. So when I shut that, it's only using the lower soft close, push it, and then we're shut. So we're using the Caesar Stone White Attica in here for the vanity top as well as the shower. Take a look at the shower because this is probably one of my favorite features in here. We had designed a solid back wall with that Caesar Stone White Attica. Essentially what you have is we cut this in two slabs so we could fit it in the elevator. There's a seam here, but we miter folded this niche and then put two shelves in here. So standing back, it looks like one giant slab. And then you look above us here, that stone actually wraps over onto the ceiling. And the reason we did that is actually because this is also a steam shower. So all our hand controls, again, they're out of the way of the water, so you can reach in, you can turn everything on, you get the rain head. We can switch over to, if I know how to use it right. There we go. The handheld. And we're using actually the Weedy system in here. It's a Weedy pan, Weedy wall board. We're using the Weedy vapor barrier for the steam because it is a steam shower. The Weedy drain with a tieable cover. And then your steam controls are right here. So while you're in here, you can go on, turn it on, and you're going to hit steam 1, and it gives you a temperature. What we actually did is behind this mirror here, we actually located the steam unit in a cavity behind that mirror. So the entire unit sits back there. This mirror is actually on a French cleat, so if you ever have to service it, 2 people lift that mirror off, your entire unit is serviceable from there. All the drains run into under the sink. This will take a few minutes, but your hand control, again, your controls are out of reach. And then you have your steam dispenser, I guess would be the right word, down below there. So one feature we haven't, that isn't installed yet, is actually we have a solid stone bench that goes in the shower here. We have 2 stainless steel brackets. I actually have them right here. So I had RMS, Ryan over at RMS Ironworks make these up. These are all stainless. And then we have 3 mounting points. So we're going to drill into the tile and set these at about an 18-inch bench height. That way, when you do run that steam, you can sit down and relax like a steam shower is designed to do. These will get attached to the tile, and then that stone will get silicone to this, and we'll run a continuous bead of silicone all the way around that bench. Black hardware, 1/2-inch glass, ultra clear glass. We have the louvered top here to help disperse some of the steam. It's recommended, to install this unless you have an exhaust fan or a vent inside the shower. But leave it down, everything's nice and streamlined. We also added this gasket here, which what this does is it prevents that shower door from swinging in. And the reason we're doing that is because of the controls on the wall. We don't want that door to accidentally swing in and hit those controls. and you're never going to really swing it in because your controls are in front of you there. You want to be able to access them. I'm going to leave this shower door shut for a second, spin around over here. You can see this is kind of a dead alcove. We made a design change on the fly. The door originally was going to be here for the master bath to kind of have a spa retreat, but we ended up moving this door here just to gain some extra light. So what we did is, this is an M-Tech hardware, but it's on a pocket. I'm sorry, the handle set is M-Tech hardware, but this pocket door hardware is made by K&N Crowder. So you're gonna pull it open, shut that. It's all soft open and soft close. This is a walnut door. You have the small shadow reveals to go along with the modern trim details that we've put throughout this place. But like I said, soft open, soft close. So as you open, catches that actuator, nice and soft. You can see behind us, the steam unit is now fired up. It is going to start filling that space. I'm going to shut it off because it does get rather steamy, but I wanted to at least show you what it looked like when it was running. Definitely a cool feature. Adds a little bit of cost. For the Weedy system, everything was installed pretty traditionally. However, with the Weedy system, you do have to install a vapor barrier. Behind here, Ken and Gino built this cabinet to house the water heater. So that's kind of out of sight, out of mind. And then down below here is an extra deep, extra storage basically for toiletries, keep them out of sight, out of mind. So that's our master bathroom here at the Boston Harbor Reno. Pretty cool spot, and a couple final details to hit, and we'll be out of here.